much. It's been a while since I've done all the other quests for it. And it was a good revisit. I forgot how good the Heavensward ones in particular are. Even though I'd say they have the biggest ups and downs, but I'd say overall it's probably my favorite one. A Realm Reborn still has that kind of air of... Nice. Oh, there we go. It took a while. It took around 10 to 12 hours. I'd have to go back and look at everything. I went as slow as possible, too, though. No, so A Realm Reborn... All of A Realm Reborn's quest design is a lot about it taking longer without things necessarily happening. Like, that's all of A Realm Reborn. It was all designed the same way. So there's just a lot more that, like, you have to just kind of wade through between the good parts. So that's the only reason why I think that it doesn't hold as well anymore. Because you can't... I guess it's hard to kind of modernize that because it's still all part of him. However, like I said, am not done. There we go. I think this is the Scholastic. Oh, yeah, no, here's the Scholastic. I wonder what this is. Don't know what that is. I guess this just takes off from there. All right. Either way, now I want to see how long it takes to do if I just skip everything. That's the other half of the video. So let me make a clip thing. And then I'll literally just blast through the whole thing. Okay, so that would start in... Ulda. 11:15 a.m. Because, like, all of Hildibrand's time spent, because, you know, there's not really any combat-related stuff. The first part with the Fate is probably going to be the longest part of all of this. And sorry, on some jobs, my sprint is where my inner release button is, so I always forget. Yeah, because you got to remember, I read, like, every line. Voice acted every line going... Like, that wasn't even about how fast I read it. I read it out loud and voice acted almost all of it. It took, like, 15 minutes to spawn last time I was here. That's a while, all things considered. Took 15 minutes to show up. I wouldn't say that's insignificant a time. It's up right now, however. So, fortunate for me. Up and plenty of time left to boot. You are neither a gentleman nor a zombie. I'm sorry, dapper zombies. I have no choice. A gentleman is rather than does. Should be another couple of rounds of these guys. Think one more round of them here, and then I can just wrap up the other 4. Yeah, think it's just kill these ones now. I feel so cultured. I feel so refined. Really, you want this? You always feel bad for the enemies that don't know what they've gotten into and they attack you while you're synced. And then you just let them know. Like, honestly, for example, if this was Endwalker's design, she would have followed you to the Sigoli Desert, and you probably could have handed it in and completed this both at the same time. As opposed to going between Eastern Thanalan, Southern Thanalan, Eastern Thanalan, back to... Like, that's what I mean by, like, it's designed like in a Realm Reborn quest. That's the stuff that a Realm Reborn makes you do. It's like, go to this zone, go back to this zone, go back to that zone, go back to this zone. It just makes you do that a lot. It wasn't... In Heaven's Word, they got a lot better at it. Because in Heaven's Word, they try to keep quests, like, at least in the same area. Like, relative to the area you were already doing the quest in. So you don't have to constantly go back and forth. Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's the only real part of it I don't like. All the quests I'm fine with. All the quests I'm perfectly fine with. They just have that little, like, a Realm Reborn tendency to them that drags them out a little bit longer. No, I don't care about that person. Talk to the damn NPC. We must figure out this mystery that I've already figured out over the past 2 days. Well, I wanted to see how long it took if you wanted to watch all the cutscenes compared to if you skipped all the cutscenes. I already know the approximation of how long it takes to do if you skip all the cutscenes. But I figured a good measure between the two was probably a good idea. Especially because we're a week out at this point. I meant to do this video like a month ago, but... not in a great mental state for content creation about a month ago. Yeah, it's about that. It depends on how quickly you, like, skip through the dialogues and everything. Yeah, because we actually just finished. We took the last couple of days to do it all from scratch. On my other character, who didn't have it done already. If you're skipping everything, Silver, yeah. If you're not skipping anything, it was significantly longer. Because there's not really a lot that happens. Like, it's all like long cutscenes that make it take a while if you're watching it. Not to mention, gets you a few trials in the process. A few minions, maybe a barding if you get it from Kugane Ohashi. Eureka requirement was easy. There wasn't really one. It's sword time. Yeah, Evilise takes about that time too, as long as you skip all the cutscenes and you get decent cues. You know, it's funny because the Hildibrand, people think the Hildibrand weapons will be a joke. I'm like, have you actually seen the items that are in the Hildibrand questline that like the NPCs deal with? They're all like ultra rare, like one of a kind treasures that are like we find in other parts of the game. I always say, just look at what Godbert does to some things. Yeah, people see the frying pan, and that's, I mean, that's literally what most people think of as the frying pan. And then also, you have the same people going, please give me a frying pan. Yeah, like the kettle knuckles. Oh yeah, take this oil. Don't worry, we'll get to the Salamanderville later. Oh, I accidentally canceled it because I did the action twice too quickly. Weapon design stuff. I think tomes is normally where they put that. Tomes are in the gold saucer. Depends. Depends on what kind of contest that it won. Like the joke weapons, not tomes. Those would be the gold saucer. Like the fork, the cutlery set, that wouldn't be tomes. Yeah, there was one joke one and one non-joke winner. Oh, god damn it. Going through a little too quick. There we go. Oh, I can just fly down there. Oh, that sounds like fun. So totally fun. Oh, Dorilda. Oh, I hate moving. Mel and I are talking about moving again, just to find someplace cheaper. Put more money in our pockets. I would definitely enjoy that. Yeah, we would have to give up some utilities, but I think their utilities we'd be fine without. We kind of had to move up into this place in a hurry, so we kind of just had to take whatever we could get. We signed the we signed the lease for this place without ever even looking at it. Like, we had to just move super quick. No, I do not have a spare 5 million. If I had a spare 5 million, oh my word. I sure wish I had a spare 5 million. Maybe one day I'll just invest smartly. I know my IRAs are doing really well right now. But not 5 million good. Yeah, that's that one's no bueno, Ventus. No bueno. Like I said, I got some I gotta make some quarterly tax payments. All of my every plate money I'm literally sending right into quarterly tax payments. Getting sent right to the government. Because I've still been recovering from helping my mother over the past several years, so I haven't really had to do much in a while now. I'm at the point where I'm almost back in a comfort zone. And hopefully that will be sooner rather than later. Yeah, because I had to do a lot of setup to even get last year's taxes paid. I didn't have to pay my taxes over time, but I had to follow my CPA's advice on how I did it. I basically was given two choices with my taxes with how big they were this year because of the Fat Black Chocobo event last year and not really having a crazy amount to that wasn't tucked away for taxes. I was basically given the choice of give the government X amount of money or invest Y amount of money into an IRA of some kind. A specific one he wanted me to do. I think a SEP IRA it was this year. And then pay the government after investing. The SEP IRA was going to be the more expensive option, but I got to keep a bunch of that money, so... I was moving along quite swimmingly. It's a good goal. I mean, it's not even really weird in the US anymore. It's really only, like, old heads who think that way, and people who raise their kids to think that way. Nobody really cares anymore. Most people, especially Gen Z and millennials, all about it. If my mom looked at me and said, "When are you planning on buying a house?" I'd look at her and be like, "When are you planning on paying for it?" You're not? Fucking funny thing. I wasn't either. What do you know? I remember Mel thought for a while I was going to end up moving back in with my mother, because if I was living there and working there and I paid the rent, then I could just take that expense. Well, I could, I guess, pay the rent, the mortgage. I'd be paying the whole mortgage as rent. And then do that as a write-off. And I was like, yeah, but I can't. But then you literally need to find a new place to live that's only for you. And you have to take the cats with you. I don't think that's a good idea. Because she's not going to survive in New Jersey. Yeah, I ain't trying to have no house. Shit. I ain't trying in the slightest. Mel talked about it briefly, and I was like, no. Looked her in the eye and said, no. She was like, well, the market's low. And I'm like, no.
I won't go down so easily.
I have waited 1,000 years for this moment. And all the way back to Vesper Bay, and that's already 2 patches of quests done. I don't know what you mean by little announcements. I mean, I put the Wild Heart video out today, if that's what you're referring to. I didn't say I had announcements. I said I had stuff I was working on. Alright, that's 2 patches done. Yeah, it was pretty fun. A few things they gotta work on and rough around the edges, but I'm not too surprised given it's an in-progress build. The weapons are a lot of fun. The only weapon I really couldn't get a hang for was an Adachi, but I've never been much of a charge blade person, and it's not really like a charge blade, but it's still not up my alley. The Parasol was fucking great, alright? And then to the south. Parasol is, I think, the best weapon that I used. The bow and arrow took a little bit of getting used to, but I actually ended up really liking it after I got used to it. Bow, bow, bow. My favorite part of the demo that I played was actually a bow and arrow moment. It was at the end of one of my Rage Tail hunts, where I blasted him in the face, jumped on some boxes, blasted him from above, landed, and then blasted him in the face. Those three back-to-back gameplay moments. Quite satisfying. Yeah, there's also dodge attacks, too. The dodge attacks for the arrows were pretty good. It's just, you know, you sidestep and then when you do, you press the button and then you quickly roll and fire off like 1, 2, or 3 arrows. No, I try to avoid comparisons. I make kind of allusions to others, but I figured probably better. I think everyone else can draw their own conclusions between like what they see from one thing and what they see from another. If you've played Monster Hunter, you're pretty quick to point out the similarities or the differences. I was like, I'll leave that to the viewer to do instead. I've got another sponsored video at some point this week where I'll pretty much handle it the same way. Although, to be fair, that Wild Hearts video wasn't sponsored. But I have another video this week that is sponsored. No, it doesn't. It's nothing like that. It very much feels like you're playing a hunting game. I'll make no... Yeah, so the only status effect I was inflicted with was sap. And I think sap just... I think it slowed me down. It popped up on the screen, but because it was so easy to shake off, I didn't really notice. But the Sap Scourge, yeah, he covers you in sap. I'd have to look again. And that does give you a debuff of some kind. Yeah, I think it's I think as long as it's not rough around the edges when it releases, then I think people will like it. I know a lot of people are... More people are trying to draw comparisons to Toukiden than Monster Hunter, given they know the history of Koei Tecmo. Oh no, that is the Isle of Umbra. Alright. Yep, pretty much. Which gives people a little more faith in the project. I know some people are on the fence because it's EA. I'm like, hey, you know what? We have gotten a good EA game in recent years. One of the better ones with the Jedi game. Fallen Order, I think it was called. They got it in them. I was talking about it the other week, but all the Monster Hunter faithfuls couldn't help but look inward when they saw EA was working on, was like the publisher for Wild Hearts. Because everyone's like, oh no, there's going to be so many microtransactions. Then they looked on the Monster Hunter, they looked at Monster Hunter and went, oh. I hadn't noticed that. Oh, wait. That's a lot of outfits. There was like this moment of introspection when it came to, oh yeah, it's just gonna be Monster Hunter with all these microtransactions. And then they were like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, which I'd imagine would be the case here too. But I mean, we still don't know. I forgot what this does. Pollen. Sleep? Oh, that'll wake me up from that immediately. Why do you gotta run all the way out here? Cautiously optimistic is good. Yeah, the last EA original is It Takes Two. Isn't that made by the Fuck the Oscars guy? I think they won some pretty good awards for that game, if I recall. Yeah, won Game of the Year. No, yeah. I remember thinking to myself, like, oh god, Jeff didn't think this would how he'd reunite. He's like, this isn't how I thought I'd reunite with this guy. Giving him Game of the Year. I mean, everybody loves that guy. So as long as he's not secretly a scumbag, everyone's really glad to see him. Yeah, I think I have confidence that it's going to be fine. After having played it, I don't even know where you would do anything like that. I guess it depends on how many more game systems get incorporated, like, you know, gameplay systems. But like, it's not like there was much room to put anything in there other than, I guess, outfits. Oh, for the putting together the multiplayer, when you set out on a hunt, you could literally just press a button and then it puts it out into the world. And then other people can search and join. The big thing is that it was drop in, drop out. So, like, from what I understand, and I didn't get to experience this, but it seems evident that it's going to work this way. there's the main town of Monado, which we weren't allowed to go to. That's where the presentation ends. That's where, like, the demo that we got to play ends. But out in the world, you can build a camp. And then from that camp, you can go on hunts without going back to the city. And from that camp, that's where you can do all the multiplayer stuff. Yeah, the only weapon that felt too floaty to me was the hammer, given that I thought it would be a lot more... It'd be less mobile than it was. I mean, I pointed it all out in the video. The exact attacks that I thought maybe were... Floaty wasn't even the word I used. Like, they pushed your character. Like, the trajectory of the attack was further than one would expect. Well, more like your SOSs are literally you start a hunt and then it asks you, do you want to search for party members? And then they can just join you and then just join you for that hunt, or you can set it up ahead of time as a party. But you can just do it while you're out in the world. The big thing is you don't have to go to a board to do it. You don't have to, like, go to, like, the campfire or the board to do it. You can literally just do it all while you're out on the map. BM, thanks for the 20 months. That's the big thing it looked like it was trying to stop. It didn't want you to have to constantly go back to town between every single hunt. Yeah, there is no, like, join lobby, wait for lobby, confirm quest. All that wasn't there. It's just a quick join this person, yes, okay, and then you just get quickly placed in their world. And then you can either stay with them or you can leave afterwards. And then it'll just stick you back out into your world. Yeah, Monster Hunter is still a bit clunky when it comes to multiplayer. It's funny because I like Rise better than World in almost every aspect, except for the fact that you can only have 4 people in the lobby. I actually, as much as I didn't care for anything that actually used the bigger lobby in World, I liked having a lobby that at least people could convene into that was bigger than 4. See, I don't consider stuff that's old charming automatically. Nothing about that screams charm to me. It screams, holy shit, I just want to kill shit. Well, for me, there were long load times, PS4 and all that. Fucking PS4 launch. It's one of the big things. That's one of the reasons I stopped playing initially, but there were a lot of reasons I stopped playing Monster Hunter. I never really feel motivated to play the free updates. Like, when I want to play Monster Hunter, I want to sit there and play it for a long time. As soon as I finish the free updates and I've beaten the monsters a few times, I'm just kind of done. And that's usually within, like, a few hours. I don't want to play alone, but nothing in it makes me want to play it for a long period of time. and I don't want to go through the effort of getting people together to play for like an update, a small update with a few monsters or something. Fuck arenas. No, arenas are where they give you a set of things you have to use. I can't stand arenas at all. The few times I have to do them, I'm like, ugh. Oh, Hildibrand. Yeah, I'm already up to the 2.4 quest. It's been like about 39 minutes. I'll be done with a Realm Reborn in probably about the 1 hour mark. Still have the 2 more instances to go. Yeah, that's my big thing. I can't just hunt monsters for the sake of hunting a monster. I do need to be working towards something. And eventually I just don't want to work towards things anymore. And the free updates don't make me want to work towards things. They're literally log in, beat new monsters. Maybe upgrade the gear occasionally, but then again, I never really feel like I'm working towards something. So that's why the free updates never pull me back in. But I don't care because I didn't feel like I needed any free updates because I played the shit out of the base game. I'm never upset at that fact, but it's my reasoning. It's about the same distance. You hype parroting me? Well, not really. I mean, if a Monster Hunter MMO is the same thing, it's just always online, then it doesn't do anything for me. I actually am of the opinion I probably wouldn't like a Monster Hunter MMO. Because let me tell you, it's going to have a shit story. That's already a downside. And also, I'll be the first to say, Monster Hunter, great gameplay. Not too well known for its actual game systems. And in an MMO, game systems are very fucking important. Not the greatest reputation in that manner. Yeah, it's so great that it's still around and got sent to every other part of the world, right? Speaks volumes. There's a reason it was only available in one place in the world. There's a handful of reasons. There's a reason why it also ceased to exist. Here's the thing. If at any point Capcom wanted to, they could have just made another MMO. They clearly never saw a good enough reason to do it outside of being paid to do it once. I think one thing that would definitely stop them is server costs. Like, I think right from the get-go, in terms of their overhead costs, they wouldn't want to pay for servers. Not even saying they're cheap, but I'm saying our game is already multiplayer. That's good enough. Wow, I'm already almost done with this patch. Just gotta go to Halatali next. Yeah, Manavera.
Wow. Let's show that out.
Why'd you scare her back in here?
I didn't. I was literally just downstairs to go get stuff to like eat, and then she's just like doing her thing. Hey, Mama. She's been very like curious about what my life is about. Been about lately.
Oh, yeah? Damn it. Yeah, no, it's peer-to-peer. He's like, please, no, I'm trying to save my friend. I love that. I'm just trying to... Please. Oh, I don't want to get pet, though. Not really. MMOs aren't dying at all. What they aren't is growing. So there's a common misconception. MMOs only look like they're dying because there's a fucking billion of them that spread all the players across them. And the genre is not as mainstream popular as FPSs are. Alright, that's another patch done. Let me head just right out here. Like, Final Fantasy XIV has managed to get more and more people playing it, despite MMOs being in a relatively static spot. Genre-wise. Everyone's always looking for the next MMO, but it's just... people just move between games a lot more. That is the Alchemist Guild. Well, I hope you're ready to go to Dynamis to try to get one. Hello, Hildy. You're gonna be turned into a zombie. Yep, and there will be 4 more added later. Actually, wouldn't it be fastest for me to go right here? Yep. No, Thanalan piano. Yeah, about an hour for Realm Reborn. That checks out, because the rest of them are even faster. All of Heavensward and Stormblood is significantly faster. What's going on, Nillis? Did you just call a Palico a fucking cat, Madge? That cat's gonna get you. Just you wait. Oh shit, nice. Because I'm checking to see how long it takes if you skip through everything. I just did it while watching all the cutscenes as well. So now I have a comparison point. Apothecary Guild is next. That's New Game Plus. You can see it in the top left. Granted, I'm constantly in a fucking load screen, so it's kind of hard to say. Yeah, my alt, I did it from scratch while watching all the cutscenes. Because my alt actually didn't have it done. Watching all the cutscenes, I think like 12 hours? We're at less than an hour now, and I'm almost done with A Realm Reborn with skipping. Which isn't a surprise, really. I mean, Hildibrand is all cutscenes. Also, I let all the cutscenes autoplay. I didn't speed up any of the dialogue in the whole playthrough. I also voiced all the lines myself, so even just... I didn't even try to speed it up with reading. So in other words, even that's kind of longer than it would probably take most people. Because most people just click through as they've read it. And most people can read faster than the game auto goes through things. Yeah, the top left is what it looks like for New Game Plus. With Stormblood was pretty short. Stormblood was maybe 4 hours total. I think Heavensward was the shortest one, even though it arguably shouldn't have been. No, there's no EXP in New Game Plus. It's literally only for replaying quests. Without having to make a whole new character. correct, Schwantos. Correct. And versus those who actually want to watch all the cutscenes. Made sure to test both. Only MSQ, I think, does that null. This kind of quest. Yeah, I mean, MSQ New Game Plus should achieve that. Until you leave New Game Plus, which, you know, you can do whenever. Just cancel it. Yeah, I figure a week out from the patch. This is a video I've been meaning to do. Finally get around to it for a little bit. Especially because I actually have some open time in early October. And I need an excuse to not play Final Fantasy IV for a day or two. It's been a little bit more time than I was anticipating with Final Fantasy IV. The number of times I have to play through it. Next time I stream it, I'll finish 3D, though. And then I can move on to After Years. After this cutscene, it's just... Oh, Ellie... No. Stop it right now. Wasn't close enough. There we go. Off to Amdapor, and then this should be the end of A Realm Reborn Hildibrand. Yeah. You don't have to do any story quests at any point for most things in Final Fantasy XI. There are some things that make life easier that are part of stories, like Rhapsodies. I would recommend getting some things done before unlocking Blue Mage. But all you need for Blue Mage is the Ottergon expansion installed and to be able to get there. Yeah, getting to Ottergon is the hardest part about that. Although, I'd say if you've never played 11 before, safely unlocking Blue Mage might also be a problem. Like, not having a friend to tell you how to do that or to help you through that, might be a little bit of a pain. And then... I've watched this already. Alright, that's a Realm Reborn done in under an hour. That exits me out of New Game Plus. Now I got a New Game Plus. The second part... It's 57 minutes. It was indeed. You sure can tell it's an old game. Let me tell you. You sure can tell. And if you can't, Something wrong with you. It sure does, William. It sure does. Not to mention, you have to put up with seeing Sid's fucking face in that game. Wow, how do you know about that? Well, yeah, he looks like a chain chomp. We'll put him back on the fucking chain, please. Heretics! A little bit, but in some ways more horrifying, Avelia. It's okay, it's back. Mostly. Mostly worthless. True of most things in Final Fantasy XI. Times like this, you hate that the zone had no other Aetherites. I like the rough approximation of what the lyrics say here. With 1,000 lifetimes, darkness. I don't remember all of them, though. I remember reading them. With 1,000 more. Zodiac. They didn't give us the lyrics to that song. We're supposed to get the Scream lyrics this week. I'll be like, say goodnight. I know that part. Ambuscade is certainly a time. Ambuscade's one of those things, you do the fight once, you understand how the content works, you go, oh, that's cool. Then you realize if you're doing it on anything but very hard, that you are fucking not getting anything done. You realize what a fucking ordeal it becomes if you're on anything but very hard. Wild. Freaks. It's not freaks. Yes, it is. Shrieks. No. Not to mention the fact there's a random fuck bomb in the middle of Rise. Canonically, there's just a straight up fuck bomb in the middle of that song. Not an F-bomb, a fuck bomb. Because I'm not gonna say F-bomb when I can just say fuck. Yeah, at the very beginning, there's an F-bomb. When he says, like, super... whatever, supercalifragilistic, whatever the fuck that part is. Wow, that first quest took fucking 5 minutes, literally. These ones are really short if you skip. These ones are even shorter than A Realm Reborn. Because they didn't drag these ones out very much. I had to explain to my mother. I was trying to explain to her about how common the C word is in Australia. I was like, yeah, all my Australian friends just toss that shit around all the time. It's kind of a bad influence on me, and I kind of like it. Literally, it's like saying damn. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, it's that common. It's very, very common. All of my Aussie friends throw it around nonstop. No, none of them try to limit it. Seer, you're holding my cutscene up. Hurry up. Oh no, I in my headcanon, the Sonic Frontier song just only says fuck. I only hear the fuck version anyway. Although it'd be kind of weird for Sonic himself to say, fuck the pain away, my bed is in ruins. I kind of understand why they changed it for the actual release. Ah, it's not as bad as people make it seem. I think they're just being babies. Yep, that's the most common way that I see it used. That's pretty much the default means with which I see it used, is that exact phrase. In fact, I think it's all one word. Aloha, what? Don't be a dickhead. Yeah, sounds about right. I only throw it around to people when they reach an excessive level of assholery. I just feel the need to ascend. Yes, aloha. Nah, it's because they've all used it different ways. There are also some slangs that people don't know. Like I've had to ask people to not use certain slangs because they're not really sure of like their origins. I think the most common one here is instead of people saying JP or Japanese, there's a lot of countries that do just straight up go JAP. And I'm like, listen, it's America's fault more than anyone, but I probably wouldn't go around saying that. Probably would refrain. Like, our bad, but you got that from somewhere, and I would advise you unhave it. Because that, you're not going to make any friends, let me tell you. I would contain to some degree. Alright, that's 2 patches done with the cutscene skip. I'm hungry. Did not really eat much this morning. That's certainly a different definition for it. I've also never heard that. And I grew up in New Jersey, which is the armpit, but still pretty close. Don't ever say speaking of Jersey. That's a terrible way to start a conversation. I mean, we already knew everything we were getting in the middle of this patch. There was nothing left for them to really unveil. It's like the worst way to have a conversation. Speaking of Jersey, it's like, nope, I'm exiting. Yeah, I'm amazed my family didn't use it more because of The Sopranos. I mean, I've literally, like, not been inside, but been to the bar from The Sopranos, the strip club. It wasn't actually that far from where I grew up. Bow, 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 bow. To be fair, a lot of people on that show ran their mouths one too many times. Far from the only one. Just kind of the nature of the whole thing. Say it ain't so. I know. It doesn't sound like something that would happen in real life, but... I still remember where, because I had like the ultra Italian father, everyone used to think that he was like involved, which he wasn't, but it definitely made school much easier for me. I was like, yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah. I remember one of my friends was high as fuck, and I invited him over for dinner because one of my other friends was hungover as fuck and couldn't make it. And he's like, nah, dude, your dad's gonna think I'm being disrespectful, and he's gonna hurt me. And I'm like, my dad isn't gonna fucking hurt you. Now come over and eat free food, because we have extra. And they said, okay. As we were finishing up the meal, I remember my dad asked, like, why couldn't your other friend make it? And I was like, he was hungover, and he's just like, it was one of those hangovers that like takes your whole day. Because you don't get home till 6 a.m. and then you wake up in the middle of the like evening and then you're like, it's bad. And he's like, I don't know. It's pretty bad that he didn't show up when we specifically invited him. And my mother looked over and was like, yeah, might have to dig a hole for him. And my friend looks at me and he's like, because he's still high as fuck. And he's just like, and I was like, I didn't tell them to say this. So. My dad's like, yeah, we'll throw him under the pool. It's all right. We'll just dig a hole under the pool. It'll be fine. And I'm like, listen, let me just be clear. They're not talking about you. They're talking about the other person. So either way, you're in the clear here. All right. For now, yeah. Very, very important detail. For now. You're fine for now. It's fine. It's like, yeah, you ever use a shovel before? Well, you're about to now. I mean, my family just had that kind of reputation because my mother had a reputation for if you messed with her kids, she would make sure your life was hell, to put it lightly. I remember when I was a freshman in high school, my sister had just graduated the year before, and there was someone in the year under her who like knew our family and knew my sister, and thus by extension knew my mother and father. And I remember I went into the class the day of freshman year, and he was just kind of always kind of that like bully mentality. Like he was just kind of like that. He was actually kind of a gentle guy, but he just always like, he had that energy about him. So he just kind of fucked with people a bunch. And I remember I walked into the class and I don't know, he was saying something and he said something to me and I don't remember what it was. And I just looked at it because I knew who he was, but he didn't know who I was. Because I recognized him from when my sister would bring him around. And I was like, you might want to be careful. And he's like, me? Be careful? Because he's huge. And I'm just like, you'll find out. And then he was just like, who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck does he think he's talking to? And then the teacher came in and did roll call. And when he got to my name, he went, wait, are you Brittany's brother? And I was like, told you you'd find out. Never had a problem with him ever again. Never had a problem again. That was rapidly resolved. Yeah, we redid it from scratch on my other character without skipping all the cutscenes. Now I'm seeing how long it takes to skip all the cutscenes. I'm almost done with Heavensward already, by the way. He knew. He knew very quickly. Yeah, this is the last quest for Heavensward already. And Stormblood's even shorter, if I recall. It's funny how that just works out that way sometimes. It took like 12 hours watching all the scenes. Also, not only just watching them, but watching them on auto scroll and reading every outside of the cutscene dialogue. Like no clicking through like this on any part. Literally, like, reading out loud every word. Should be able to find it in your, what are they called? In your quest journal. Under the side quests, the Hildibrand ones. Just look at what the last quest was and then just do a quick search. There is no trust system for Hildibrand. You just unsync all the fights. The only fight that's kind of rough to unsync is Kugane Ohashi. You need a couple people for that one. If you're going to unsync it, you still need a couple people. So that's like ask your FC or throw it in PF or something real quick. Let me out. Yeah, queue for it and pray. Queue for it and pray is the toughest thing to do. Because for Kugane Ohashi, it's not great. Tanking's usually easier in general. It's rare that it's not. Healing bears a lot of responsibility, even when healing itself isn't too hard. Like, I just go on Sage and all I do is I just DPS unless there's like, I can't trust people. Then I just overheal by a little bit. Yeah, I wonder why. I think they'll probably update the Hildibrand quests to being blue once they're part of the relic. But it is weird that they aren't like that just now. They knew they were going to be doing the relic, so. And Ul'dah, right? It's Wymond. Wymond. It's pretty much right as you teleport in. Yep, and then this is the last... Well, this is the second to last quest. Second to last NPC interaction. It unlocks a feature is the key thing, Dacian. So, like, something that unlocks an emote is... An emote's not considered a feature, but unlocking something like the ability to dye gear. Yeah, the relic quest will be blue. Hildibrand will probably be updated to be blue in Endwalker. It's blue here because it unlocks, like, trials and shit. Like, even though there's nothing in particular from this version, from Heaven's Horde, they were all updated to blue because you need them to unlock Kugane Ohashi. My final oiling. Sephiroth's a lot of fun. We gotta do Sephiroth tomorrow for our weeklies. Yeah, because they've done that before. Like, for tribal quest unlocks, it'll start as not blue, and then when the tribal quest comes out, if it requires a quest, they become blue. I mean, that happened with the Arc of Sadara. That entire quest line wasn't blue until they announced the Arc of Sadara, and then they changed it to blue. The first quest in each of them was blue because it unlocked an ether current. Well, I don't think we had blue quests when Moogles were out. I don't think we even had that type of quest indicator at first. Or at that time. I know we didn't have it forever, but I think at that time we didn't even have it yet. Gotta remember, that was technology that came later. I don't know if there's still that, though, because, you know, obviously I haven't looked. Had them done for ages. Yeah, that's a bit of an oversight. Those should definitely be blue. Alright, that's Heaven's Ward done. That took about half an hour-ish. Alright, and then back into New Game Plus. What's interesting about this is Hildibrand is not yet in New Game Plus. It looks like Endwalker Hildibrand isn't in New Game Plus yet. Unless it's part of this one. Because this looks to be only the Stormblood quests. So I can't even really get a full understanding, but I can assume it would add on at most 5 minutes. As that seems to be the average length of a Hildibrand quest. Oh, Nashu. I'm also looking for the Inspector Nashu. I mean, like I said, it's probably like 6 minutes. Hey, stalker. Yeah, watching it all, letting it just play out at speed, like not actually clicking through any of the dialogue. That's part of the cutscenes. And also reading every line of dialogue from every NPC outside of the cutscenes was about 12 hours. So if you factor in for a faster reading speed or just like speed reading through it or clicking as soon as you're done reading a piece of dialogue, it probably speeds it up considerably. Whereas we're at about just about an hour and a half almost, and this is the first of 4, I believe, 5 series of quests for Stormblood. Yeah, I think this was 4.15 being done right here. This is the statue quest. Greatest drawing of all time. Gonna go start up here and then come back down and around. Given the fact that they just selected design winners, there's almost no chance those are going to be relics anytime soon, if at all. Especially the Feo Ul one. Those are definitely not going to be the relics, and it's not going to be the fucking cutlery set either. I don't remember. The Feo Ul ones were definitely my favorite of the ones that we just saw. The winner I saw tweeted something earlier. Apparently they also did a Reaper Feo Ul design. I didn't actually get the chance to look at that though. Their Reaper Feo Ul design did not win. Oh, Hilda statue. Yes, Sugar Ray, I'm here. Hello, Joker. Doing all right, just getting some work done for some yub tubs. Soon. I already have another video that's all set and done. Well, almost. I need to finish a thumbnail for it. That'll be out tomorrow. Then I can get this done. I got a few things I want to get done. Hey, buddy. Yeah? Food's upstairs. Although I'd assume that given you're begging right now that the food bowl downstairs is also empty. Yeah, YouTube do be like that sometimes. YouTube drunk more often than not. What's going on, Vivi? Also, the longest part about this series of quests is probably flying across the fucking Ruby Sea. On my other character, yeah. This character, I mean, this character's been caught up. I'm just seeing how long it takes if you skip all the cutscenes now. Sometimes you just gotta make predictions. I mean, well, swimming is flying speed. Underwater swimming is flying speed. Which has always been the case. Welcome back. Welcome. We will save him, gentle dead man. But I won't see him. You save him, because I'm skipping. Well, I mean, no, it's the same. The underwater speed is the same. Yeah, Heavensward only takes 30 minutes. I'm also already a patch into Stormblood. With the cutscene skip. Aloha, stop. No. It's not your feeding time yet. Sit there all you want. It don't matter. All right, that's another patch worth done. Stop. Aloha. You're not getting anything. Don't be a jerk, Aloha. Yeah, it's already 2 of the whole Stormblood patches done. And then we can go up to Rakuza. Nope. He's just sitting here. Like I knew he would. Aloha, I swear if I go in the other room and there's food in the bowl, I'm going to be so mad at you. So incredibly mad. Oh, fuck. It's the other one over. Slight misstep. Please, I want to go faster. Let's go, Shigure. Every morning. What? I said, let's go, Shigure. Every morning, what? Oh. That joke wasn't evident immediately. I get it. No, I understand it. There's a shared understanding now. There wasn't at first, but there is now. Come on. Right back. We gotta run all the way around. And here we go. Blue Mage, just kill mobs. There's nothing else you can do to level it. It's literally kill mobs. The fastest way is to have somebody else do it for you. You tag, they bag. The only other way is to just kill mobs. Friends, Madge. What are those? I like the Zanjum zone music, but I also like my mount music. I have no choice. I must yield. My favorite plot-relevant gloves. Come here, Dagoro. Making rapid progress. And right back we go. That's another, this will be another one done. Aloha. Stop. No, you're not suffering. Stop lying to the people. Stop lying, Aloha. Aloha would always lie. And you know this. Hey, let's go pretty quick. Pay attention to me, I'm dying, but I'm not. Not even close, Aloha. Alright, I think I'll have this done in under 2 hours. Can't imagine it taking much more than another 10 minutes to get through this on New Game Plus. Should be this and then the quest where I have to prove his innocence. And that should be pretty much it. Ivy, I swear if you swing at Aloha, I'll be upset at you. He's in that prime spot where she likes to swing at things. If she's like, she sees any movement from the corner of her eye, she just starts swinging. And Aloha's out. This bowl's got to be empty in the other room, which means he's eaten most of it, which means he needs to chill anyway. Stop it, you are going to get fat, sir. Off to the Ruby Sea we go again. Oh, wait, can't forget the quest itself. She is honestly more mischievous than you guys give her credit for. You guys give her too much of a fucking break, as far as I'm concerned. She always causes all sorts of trouble. Well, she just doesn't yowl at me. She just goes and does the things. Aloha makes noise. Aloha wants you to know. Ivy tries to get away with it. That's the difference. Well, he's trying to get you to notice him, and she's trying to get away with it. That's the big difference. It's not even about giving it up. It's he's doing it because he wants you to know. It's important to him that you know. It's not important to her that you know. Well, that sounds like not fun, crazy. Well, then go. Oh, well, I mean, you know what mount it is. Those are pretty quick farm parties for her. Off to see Jim. Oh, Daigoro. Good puppy. Alright, and then it's just the quest to uncover that. I'll need another Kugane Ohashi party soon. Rakuza. Not like that'll matter very much in terms of how long it takes, but, you know. Just need a couple of bodies and it should be pretty quick. Because I didn't even really try to do that much damage last time either, and he still fell because we had 6. Which is a bit excessive, but all the same. Can't solo it, but don't need very many people. Narian Consulate. Hey, Endwalker's a good time. Confront Yojimbo at the Kugane Ohashi. Alright. Password is 1227 Kugane Ohashi. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let's just quickly do this. I just want to see the number before I do it. Because I know it's not good. Oh, that's not that bad, actually. We'll see if... actually, you know what? I'll see if that queue actually pops in 6 minutes. Maybe I should go... different job. Yeah, it's about the same. We'll see if it actually is 6 minutes first. Yeah, I mean, that was a strategy people had a while back with her, too, was to stop DPSing until you, she was in the middle of a certain mechanic so you could finish her. Because it, like, stops her from summoning the ads for a little bit. I think it's during the vines. You have to let her start the vine sequence and then kill her during the vine sequence. Time will tell. Oh, if it's just the Thunder Busters, that's no problem at all. It's, what is that, 6 Busters? That's not a problem. So just stop there. It's like one of the first things she does in the second phase anyway. Better than waiting for the vines later. Yeah, I figure I might as well wait in the actual queue and see how long it takes. Because a little, better. It's funny, because I unsynced it for the full out, like, get your friends and unsync it way. But doing it this way even adds some time to it. Yeah, being healer, honestly, being tank probably would have been the best thing for this. Because it's the tanks during the ad phase that can really, really make this a struggle in the Duty Finder. I'm just going to be pumping heals during that section. Doesn't mean the other tank knows what to do. Oh yeah, that's no good. That'll be no good for the fans. That didn't take too long. I think this is also just going faster right now because people are doing it the week before. Only one tank at viewing cutscene. Oh, never mind. He's got that PvP shit. He fucking knows. Alright, one of you turn on a stance, please. One of you turn on a stance, please. Either of you turn on a stance so I know who to give this to, please. One of you turn on a stance. There you go. I'm gonna stand way out here. And that's why. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Stormblood theme. Big fan. Oh yeah, everyone here knows how to do this. You know, if you see people who don't screw up Tiny Song randomly, you know you're in good hands. That's what I always like to say. Because Tiny Song's one of those things that like everyone should know by this point, but for some reason people just don't. And I have no idea how. Almost every time I used to do this in the Duty Finder, I'd see people somehow screw that up. See? Dies super quick here too. I mean, he's still gonna get into the ad phase here in a second, but he got a lot lower than I thought he would. Look behind you, a giant me. That's one of my favorite lines. Yeah, it's right after that. There's a tank buster here. Man, I see so many tanks just aim that at the group. How our hearts sing in the chaos. Wow, this is the safe corner right here. It's not like it matters. He's almost dead anyway. Nope, couldn't get that up in time. Finish breaking that chain, you're good. Yeah, that person, that they should stop trying to save that. Hello? Just leave me. Hello? Bro! You fucking just left mine! He was already there and he just fucking left! I completely forgot about this. Alright, we're good. I was abandoned. You know what? You were a fellow abandoned person. Give it to somebody else they abandoned. Us abandoned people stick together. What's the #1 rule I always say in the Duty Finder? Never trust anyone else. It's my #1 rule. Never trust anyone else. Always finish the job. Let me check my phone. It is 68 degrees right now. Maybe. Nope, just because Hildibrand is incompetent. That is literally it. Yeah, because you were the one who was stuck in melee range, right? So you had the 4 stack. Yeah, because those are distance based, so. Sounds about right. Or were you the other one that was off in the distance, but nobody had attacked you the entire time? Both of which led to our deaths. Off. Okay, yeah, you were the other one. Yeah. I contemplated rescuing somebody to that safe spot, and I thought it was only one person who wasn't there. When I saw it was 2, I was like, eh. Gifts? Okay. Yeah. I I'm mildly excited. Was that not it? Another one? Goodness.
Do you not want them?
I'm drinking. I wasn't
Look
thinking
at
about
this.
it. Oh,
I've never seen one this big.
is that soju?
No.
It's that.
Show chat. I don't know if they know what it is.
They definitely know what it
Look how big it is. I've never seen one that big.
is. She's just never seen one of these.
That big?
That
the large
big.
size?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one that size?
I feel like I have.
I've never seen one that size.
9 days, Tristan. They do be good. Ramune. And one last class. We'll subtract a few minutes when I go to do the video on it. Subtract like 3 minutes for me coordinating putting the bubbly on the shelf, which is what she delivered me. Delivered me bubbly on a shelf. I do partake in the bubbly once in a while, you know. It's the watermelon bubbly. Yeah, so it looks like even with that few minutes, it's just about 2 hours to get through everything. And then Endwalker's another 10. Surprised it's not... I guess it kind of makes sense it's not New Game Plus yet. Well, given I've already done both of those things, pretty much what I'm cut out for at this point. Well, those don't have any sugar in them. Oh, you mean, well, the soda does, but I don't drink that. But I also haven't cut sugar out of my diet because I like sugar too much. Just none to very little sugary beverages. Not at the same time, but collectively. I have a huge sweet tooth. I was raised on the sweet tooth. Yeah, it sounds about right. 9 minutes, because it's 2 quests, and the quests usually average like 5 minutes. Oh, hey, Aloha. No. I just do enough cooking nowadays that, like, I only get sugar in my diet from snacking. Whenever I do partake. But I do partake. You good, Aloha? So many teleports around. I'm almost done. I have the Elgato Wave 3 mic. No, I will partake. I'll partake as much as I damn well please. Shit, my melatonin that I started taking is literally in chocolate form. It's like, fuck yeah, I'll take chocolate melatonin. I'm gonna take 3 of those tonight, see what happens. Took 2 last night, it worked pretty well. I'll take 3 of them tonight, see what happens. Amazon link. I got them from the Whole Foods. They're called Good Day Chocolates. No, it actually has. It says, take 1 of them for a little bit, 2 for feeling rested, 3 for good night, and 4 for out like a light. Who the fuck keeps laxatives around the house? I can't remember. I've never bought a laxative, period. I mean, you could probably play a game with that. You know, take laxative chocolates, take melatonin chocolates, see which one wins. Could be a game. Oh, no. Sounds like you're sleeping on the toilet. That's what it sounds like. I should have gone to the Rakusa district. Hildibrand a little closer. Listen, it's better than the Ipecac game from Family Guy. All right, everyone, I got us all a bottle of Ipecac. First one, last one to vomit gets the last piece of pie. I did it! I win! Who wants chowder? Yep, and then I'd add on 10 more minutes, so about 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours 15 for everything. Okay, good. I now have something with which to measure against. Why didn't anyone tell me? Who wants chowder is the best part of that joke. Dude, I randomly got recommended clips from the movie, from the Adam Sandler version of The Longest Yard. I forgot how fucking funny that movie is. With cutscenes, about 12 hours. Without cutscenes and speeding through all the dialogues, about 2 hours, 15 minutes. I got a bird. His name is Ronnie. Tell Ronnie you got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, I forgot how funny that movie was. I remember liking it.